Hello and welcome to this video on project writing. My name is Dr. Ismail Badran and I'm from the Department of Chemistry and Earth Sciences at Qatar University. And this project is aimed to show you how would you prepare a scientific report at the undergraduate level. So this is specifically designed for a course, for a physical chemistry for life sciences course that we teach at Qatar University. And this project is actually aimed to develop some of your skills, mainly in your critical thinking, analysis, and writing. I will also show you how to search the scientific literature, the databases, to get some resources. I will show you how to organize the references and do citations. One of the most important goals of this project is to develop your communication skills, okay, and work in a team. And that's basically the aim of project-based learning. So, as I said, in this video, I will show you how to use also the resources, some of them like Web of Science and Scopus and some of these as well. So, to do this project, you have to go into a series of steps, and the first one is to choose your topic. And for this project, for this specific project, we ask you to choose a topic that fits one or more of the syllabus materials. So this is the syllabus of your course, and of course you cannot find a topic on heat capacity by itself, but research papers and research articles might cover more than one topic here. Like you might have a paper that includes some kinetic studies and some thermodynamic studies, okay, and some spectroscopic analysis as well. So the first thing is you have to choose your topic, which something that fits your interest, something you like to do, and most importantly, something you would understand, because scientific papers sometimes might be complex, and you need to choose a topic. You choose a research articles that you and your colleagues can comprehend, and then you have to go and collect resources. And we ask you in this project to choose at least one main article that you want to paraphrase or understand. Of course, you can select other supplementary or other papers to help you, or other books. And then you need to write an outline. And that's a step that many people forget or ignore. But writing an outline for a project makes sure that you puts you in the right direction and ensures that you understand what you are going to do. Then you go ahead and assign rules and or assign duties. And you need to understand here that if you are three of you working on a project, it's not like one does the introduction and one does the analysis and results and one does whatever. It's not like that. Everybody should be responsible on each part of the project. Everybody should understand each part. So you have to work in actually group, okay, and you do a teamwork to achieve the best results. It's not like everyone makes a piece and then you group the pieces together. This is not group work, okay? And then you have to take care of the formatting, of course, according to the specifics written in the project. For this project, I have outlined the format that you have to follow in this project. Okay, it's all written here. You have to stick to that. But this is just to train you in the future to stick to the formatting, because this is a very important aspect of project writing or scientific writing, is that you have to follow the instructions given to you. If you're writing to a journals usually they have their own specifics and their own formattings, which you need to follow. And you have also to meet the deadlines. And by meeting the deadlines, what I mean is that also you don't push things to the end. This is an advice that I always tell my students to do, is you please do not postpone everything to the last minute, because this is very wrong. It's gonna lead to a weak outcome. Make a schedule, okay? Say I want to do this by this day, I'm going to do this by this day, and allow yourself and your group enough time to complete a big project like this. So, as an example, I would choose a topic here. It's a paper I published recently on glimepiride, which is an antibiotic drug. And we did a wastewater treatment study on glimepiride. So this is a paper that I published in this journal. So this is just an example. I would show you how to do that using multi-walled carbon nanotubes. Your topic should be specific, because if you want to write something about water pollution, that's going to be just a wide subject, okay? And you will find thousands of papers about it. You have to be very specific when you choose your topic, because the more specific it is, the easier for you to write down. So you see here, I'm choosing glyceride, which is very specific, when to remove it from wastewater resources using multi-walled carbon nanotubes. Because if you just go to Google and search for glyceride removal, you will find a lot of articles. So you have to be specific. So the second step, I want to go and search for papers regarding this topic. So I will just choose Google Scholar for now, and I will write glyceride removal from wastewater. Okay, and we'll just carbon nanotubes. And if you click enter here, you'll find a couple of papers. The search actually turned 18 results. So you see, I was very specific when I did that. If you just say glyceride wastewater, the search will turn into 89 results. So the more specific that you are, the better. And I think in our project we are limited to choose papers from 2018 and the top. Okay, so you can actually here in the search results you can adjust your dates or times. See that so 2018 and top, and then you move on and choose one of these papers to study. As I said, you can choose many papers to support, but at least you need to choose one main papers from good journal. So in my case, I decided to do a project on my paper on this one. And the second thing, you have to just double check if this journal is a good journal or not, like a reputable journal, I will say. So what you can do is you can copy the journal name into Google and search for its impact factor. It seems that this journal has impact factor of 3.3. You can click on the journal actually and make sure that's. So it says here that the impact factor is a 3 point something in 2019. So this is a very good journal. So you can go ahead and implement that. Now, one other way to search for topics is to choose other resources, and one of them is Science Direct. So the way you access this, it's not available for everyone. It's only available from your library. Qatar University has an access to many resources. So you can just, the way you access this page is you go to QU Library on Google, and you click on databases, or you can click on the library and just go to database, or you can click from here. And then I'm looking for Science Direct, so it's under S. And here it is, you have Science Direct journals. You have also other ones like Web of Science or Web of Knowledge. It's under W here, and you can find it somewhere here. So going back, I'm just going to access Science Direct journals. If you're working from your campus, if you're working from university, you will get into that page directly, but because I'm working from home, he's asking me to enter my credentials. I'm going to use my QE credentials to do that. And that I am in a page now. So I'm just going to copy this line from my Google search into, and again, the search gave you some options here. You can actually download the PDF right away from here if you wish. So that's the second step, is to collect resources. And once you choose a good article, as I said, the article should be understandable for you, like something you can understand. You can read the few first paragraphs and look at the graphs and see if you and your friends can comprehend this business. Once you do that, you can go ahead and start your project. So the next step is to write an outline, and this is as I said, this is something that many people ignore, and I advise you strongly to do that. An outline would be just brief statements of what actually you need to do in your project. So for example, if you want to ever work in alizarin, for example, as a dye for wastewater treatment, you write the main topics or the main items that you want to write about. So introduction, I'm going to talk about wastewater treatment, then I'm going to step down to talk about dyes and their pollution, and from dyes I'm going to talk about alizarin as a dye, maybe about its structures. Whatever outline that you think it's suitable and makes sense and it's organized to do your project. This is a way to organize your ideas, a way to organize your framework for a project. So here you look at the big picture. So this serves two things. First, it will organize your ideas and it will make it easier for the reader to understand. And secondly, you don't get lost in details, because that's what people do. They start writing and they just they get lost in details, and they forget the aim of the whole thing. So this is my outline, experimental. Again, you outline, you list as many items as when you do, and so on. So I always do an outline for my projects, as I said, because it will help you end up in the process ahead. Okay. Once you get your main articles and you wrote outline, you start, of course, writing. And what you need to do in this step is you need to paraphrase. You cannot copy and paste from any articles or any book or from the internet, because this is basically plagiarism and it's not allowed. That's just stealing ideas from somebody else. What you actually need to do is you need to read the paper, understand it, and try to paraphrase the paper ideas into your own ideas. Now, once you write a paragraph like this, now you need to ask yourself, is this my writing or this is somebody else's idea? Well, most of the time, especially in the introduction of the scientific report, the ideas have been taken from somewhere else. So you need to cite this idea. So even if you paraphrase the paragraph, you need to cite it. And the way you cite it, you click one here and you make it subscript, and at the end here you put the reference. An easy way to do referencing is that, for example, in Google Scholar, you use Google Scholar for that, because this is the best way. So for example, if I want to cite this paper that is published by myself in 2020, you go to the paper and you see here quotation marks. You just click once on them, and that will give you the different citation format for articles. So if you want to follow, it's up to you whatever citation format you want to follow, citation system. But MLA is a good one. It's widely used in sciences. You just copy this text and you paste it in your Word file as reference one. So another example, let's say you want to cite this article published in Thermochemica Acta, for example. What you can do is you can copy the title, okay, from the PDF, or you can search for the DOI number, the DOI number, and it's always there in the papers. You can just copy this DOI, okay, and then go here, type this to Google, and he should find it. See, he found it already, even from Google itself. That's another way of citation, is you go to Google itself and copy this, paste this into that, and then you go to the paper page itself, and even if you don't have access to that, most publishers allow you to download the citations somehow. So here it says, for example, for Science Direct, it says cite here, and it says you can download this as a text or a citation software like EndNote, for example. I use EndNote myself, and I advise you to learn EndNote or any citation software in the future. The last thing I want to say is that for choosing a topic, you are advisable to talk to me. Like once you choose a topic, you can email me saying, this is our paper, okay, that we need to do the project on, and we like to do it, and then I can advise you on going ahead, or maybe this is too difficult for you, too easy, or it fits the criteria, or it does not fit the criteria. Now, one more thing in the project writing. In this specific project, you're asked to replot the graphs. So, for instance, let's say that you are working on this paper. You can, for this picture, you can just take it for now because it's difficult to reconstruct it. But for graphs like this, you need to reconstruct that graph. And if there's any calculations in the paper that is applied to this graph, you have to try to redo the calculations and validate them, like see if the author has did the right thing or not, because sometimes you find errors in journal articles. So because you don't have the source data for this graph, what you can do is you can just estimate the numbers. Okay, so I can say here that at pH1 the removal efficiency was around 70. This is 60, 80. You can estimate that to be 78 مثلا. So, and then you go to Excel and you tabulate that data, and then you can reconstruct that graph in Excel just to make sure that to learn how to do these things. Okay, and then as you know, you can format your graph the way you like in order to look like this graph or something similar. I mean, if there is any fitting, you can do the fitting as well. So that's it for this project. I hope that I helped you. I showed you how to do it. And if you have any questions or any concerns, just email me or ask me in the class or office hours. Don't also forget to follow the format. As I said, the format is very important, all these details. Okay, so good luck. Thank you for listening and have a great day.